WingsTV behind the scenes content is sponsored by Weird Media.
Right, we're after training ahead of Havant, and we've just heard from Havant the game's been tweeted that there's been a pitch inspection and the game is on, which is good news. But we're at training and we've got 3 new signings, so we'll go each in turn to the management. Louis, we've brought in a goalkeeper from Fulham. Can you tell us a little bit about him and how long he's here for?
Yep, Marek Rodak. He's 19 years old and he spent a couple of months at Farnborough last season. I've gone in and watched him train at the Fulham training ground. He was highly rated down there, so me and Roberto went down and watched him train. He was very impressed, and he come in today and trained with us as well. So, you know, he's showing signs of being a very good goalkeeper. Yeah, he'll be in on an initial month loan.
Barnes, we've made a transfer from Woking, a forward player called Cadell Daniel. A few Welling fans will know about him. Can you tell us how the move come about, how long he's here for, and what he'll bring to the side?
Yeah, I reckon we was a bit surprised to find out that he was available. Woking wanted to move him out, which is obviously our game because he's an attacking player that can open defences up. Dead ball specialist as well, from video clips that we've seen of him. Bring lots of dynamism to the final third. And also obviously just gives us another kind of weapon in our armoury, as that's one of the areas we feel we need to strengthen.
He obviously scores goals as well. He's got quite a good strike rate for the number of games he's played at Woking.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously not just this year with Woking, but last year as well on loan at Torquay, so he knows the level well and he's able to unlock defences, which is the main thing.
Macca, we brought in another player, Jake Green, who some Welling fans may have seen he was involved with Kidderminster earlier in the season. Can you tell us a little bit about how long he's here for and what position he plays in and what he brings to the club?
He's coming in on a non-contract, so you know, we'll just see how it goes to start with. He's looked really sharp in training the last couple of days. He's a player that I've known actually since he was about 8 or 9 years old, believe it or not. So I've watched him kind of develop and you know, on his football journey, and he is as honest as you will get. He is an absolute warrior. He's very clever as well, very intelligent player, you know, he's come here and he's really keen to do well. He knows what we're looking for. We're looking for people in the final third to be positive, try and create things, try and make things happen, so he knows the profile, he knows what we're looking for, and he's here to try and fulfil that. And he'll give us good options, you know, on the right side of the front three, on the left side of the front three. He can also do a job on the right or left side of the 4-4-2 at midfield, and he can also fill in as an attacking fullback as well. So he's a versatile player, and he's a great lad, and he's the sort of lad that we need at the moment. You know, he'll be a breath of fresh air, very positive.
And very briefly, Cadell also has got a little bit of versatility about him as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, Cadell can play on either side of the front three as well, you know, he'd be comfortable on either side of the 4-4-2. He's left-footed, prefers to play on the right-hand side and cut in and get his shots away with his left peg. Yeah, you know, another one that gives us good options, and you know, even if it's not necessarily to start games, when you're turning around, if you maybe, you know, 0-0 or 1-0 down in a game, you look around at the bench, gives you good options to bring lads on and affect games. So it's good.
Louis, a lot of the supporters have been mentioned we're into the transfer window. We're a little bit light on strikers. Management team, you've actually mentioned we probably do need an extra body or two. Can you tell us, are things still ongoing with strikers, and is there the prospect of a striker coming in during the window?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a few targets that we are inquiring about and trying to make happen. We're looking to bring, you know, one forward in. So we're going to continue to work on that. And what we don't want to do is just rush and just bring anyone in, because we could have brought someone in by now if we wanted to. But it has to be the right person to come in and strengthen us and be the right character as well. So strikers are very you know, wanted players. So there's stiff competition out there for the players we're going in for, and we're just going to keep going and trying to secure one of those in the next week or so. So hopefully we'll have some news soon.
But what you just said about stiff competition, would I be right in assuming that you're looking at established players rather than a young academy forward?
Yeah, like I said, if we wanted an academy forward, we could have got one in straight away. You know, the academies are trying to get them out left, right and centre. but we need someone that's a bit more proven, that's going to come in and hit the ground running, because we haven't exactly got time for someone to bed in. We need them to come in and do the business straight away. So they're a little bit harder to find, and like I say, you usually have a lot of competition for their signatures, even if it's for an initial month loan. So we're going to continue looking and trying to make one of them happen, and hopefully we'll have some good news in the next week or so.
Very briefly, will we have to get players out for that to happen, or are we looking to get players out?
There potentially will be one or two going out, on loan. There is nothing definitive at the moment. It's not an emergency to get anyone out, but we will look to get one or two out, yeah.
Maka, we'll go briefly to our league position. Looking at the table, we're in the relegation zone. We're not cut adrift. We've got games in hand. There is a little bit of a defeatist attitude away from the camp, if you look at the supporters and stuff. Do you agree with some of them panicking a little bit, or do you think some people are being a little bit silly?
I don't know if it's being silly or not. It's difficult, It's not easy when you're losing games, and let's not dress it up in any way. At the moment, we are struggling to get a win on the board, but the only thing we can affect is moving forwards. It's the only thing that's in our power at the moment. Fans and management and players, and it's our job to just keep the players focused. It's our job to keep them motivated. It's our job to keep them together, because at a time like this, it's so easy for the camp to kind of fragment, and for lads to go off in their own little circles and start kind of digging at each other. And it's our job to keep everybody together. It's our job to keep perspective, just to keep looking at the next game and just taking each game as it comes. And I am sure that once we get that first one under our belt, confidence is such a great thing, and once you get that first win and once you get a couple of goals under your belt, confidence will come back to the lads. Everything will become a lot clearer again for them, and I'm sure we'll go on and get a couple more wins off of the back of that, and things will pick up again. If you look at it, in a really kind of unbiased view, and without having any interest in it, you look at the performances and over the course of the season, apart from probably Saturday and maybe Carlisle, not at any point have we been really undone by teams or outclassed. We've always been in the game, and we've always kind of given ourselves a chance of getting something from the game. But let's not make any mistake about it. We're falling down at the moment in terms of the amount of goals we're scoring. It's always going to be a case that as the game goes on, if you haven't scored, things are going to get a little bit kind of creaky at the back, and people are going to, that little bit of doubt is going to creep into people's minds if we haven't scored. So, if we can make the additions that we're looking to make in terms of attacking options, and we can just tighten up on a few things at the other end of the pitch, I've got no doubt, these boys are all, you see it on the training field yourself, they're all chirpy, they're all happy, they're all fully committed to turning it around. And I think we'll do it. We're all very positive, and we're all very determined. That's the main thing. We're not going to give up.
Excellent. Barnsley, we'll talk about bodies that are out there and bodies that weren't out there just before we go on to Faz and Havant. But injuries, bugs. We've got a few bodies missing today.
Yeah,
can you run us through those?
A couple of lads missing today. So Havant's been struggling most of the week with illness, so it's unlikely that he'll feature tomorrow. And obviously Corney's been a bit tight. It's groin, if I'm right. So his groin's been a bit tight. So he's again another one that probably won't be risked for tomorrow. Looking at the bigger picture, but again, going back to the additions that we've made, it gives us opportunity to get a look straight away at some new faces that have come in, and obviously personnel, just maybe trying people in different areas of the pitch. Obviously, like we said, about unlocking defences at the minute. So we're looking to get on the front foot tomorrow. With the new personnel coming in and really trying to affect the game, and also lads obviously having the options on the bench to always change it. Because I know Maka touched on it. One thing at the minute that we're probably lacking is affecting games once it's been maybe tailing off, getting away from us. Now with lads coming in, I really think we've got an option to do that now, really change the game and change the dynamic of the team.
Just quickly on Kev Locko and Zach Fagan, have we got any updates?
Yeah, so Fagan's back. He's back in training this week. He's looking good. Trying to get back to full fitness, which I say could play a part tomorrow in the squad. Kev's still a good few weeks away, but again, he's making steady progress, which is pleasing to hear.
Right, Faz, we'll turn our attention to tomorrow's game. As I said, tweeted by Havant that the game is on, so that's good news that we should have a game on tomorrow. We know a little bit about Havant. Firstly, can you tell us about any dangers they might possess to us, and how important are we taking the trophy, and how important it is tomorrow?
Yeah, well, Havant are a good team. You know, they've got some good players, and very experienced players. You know, they didn't start the season too well, but they have got the capability of beating some good teams, as they did with Forest Green. So we definitely won't be taking them lightly whatsoever. We've done our research, and we will go into that game, you know, treating it like a league game, as we always do. We've come up with our game plan. We've done our research, and the FA Trophy is an important cup for us. You know, it's as Barnsley said a little bit earlier on, it's one that we believe we can go on a run. And why can't we go all the way to the final? And why can't we win it? So we're going to approach that game, like I say, like it's a league game, and we're going to give them the utmost respect, because they are a good team with some very experienced players. And but if our boys play as we know they can, you know, we've trained very well these last couple of days. I've got good confidence that we'll go and win the game.
So we're going 100% as strong as we can to win the game against Havant, yep?
Of course.
Brilliant. Well, thanks guys, thanks for talking to us today, and good luck tomorrow.
Cheers. Thanks.